Hello and welcome to Access Paranormal. My name's Jamie Williams. Joining me in the studio tonight, we've got my co-host Jonathan Sullivan.
Hello, Jamie.
And our friend who comes in every couple of weeks, and that's Lee Arnold.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, James.
You alright, Lee?
Yeah.
Your wife asked me to ask you something as well, Lee. Have you watched anything on YouTube this week?
No.
No. Fair enough. Anyway, what we've got on this week, we've got the full last part of last week's show, haven't we? Where we went down into the Cellars with Chris Cannon.
Yeah.
I nearly said Cotton again, didn't I?
Hello.
Yeah. So we've got that coming up a little bit later on. That's about an hour or so long, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So that should be good. James Anthony's joined us. James Anthony.
Yeah.
And we've carried on from where we left off last week, so that should be good. It was interesting because it started off, as a paranormal investigation, Lee.
Yeah.
And it ended up as a full conversation, like like we're doing now.
Yeah.
In the cellar.
That's good.
With a bonus of a little invest in between everything.
Yeah.
But it was good. I mean,
really interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Very intelligent man.
Very, very intelligent.
From hidden Liverpool he was.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable. Hold on.
Yeah.
I am now, though.
Knows his stuff, doesn't he?
Oh, he certainly does. And what was good, though, is he was... I mean, how long was he here for? It was, like, late.
It was very late, wasn't it?
Yeah. when we were doing the recording, it was really late. It was like...
Yeah.
I think we finished about 2 o'clock in the morning, didn't we, that night?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good, though. It was well worth it, Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely was.
So, about your YouTube saga, you've not watched anything at all?
I've watched Bad Ben.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, the first one. I've got into that. So.
How good was it? Did it make you jump?
Did a little.
Yeah. Even though you know it's a
just
spoof.
Not expecting it.
No, because it's a spoof. You know it's a spoof.
Yeah.
But there's things in there that make you jump,
Yeah.
which was really good of them. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Go on.
Was it last week or a few days back? He was on his lives. You know he does the lives.
Yeah,
in,
he does Facebook
He
Live.
does like little lives. And I went on. I just went, oh, hello. You know the way you do. Oh, right there, nice. And like we know him.
Yeah.
And he replied live on his YouTube live thing, and he gave us a good name. Said we did a good interview. We're very good at our interviews.
Yeah.
But they did say that's because he had me to interview. He was exactly the same as what he was on the interview.
He's no different, is he?
No.
It's just a really nice guy.
Yeah. So you thought Bad Ben was good?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah. I'm gonna start watching a few more of them.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. You've got it. And watch him in order though.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got to be in
Yeah.
order.
You got to be in order.
Well, I've watched the first one. What he done, where he bought the house.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna carry on, so on and so on.
Yeah. It's really good. It gets better. Well. Yeah, it does get better.
Yeah.
I got to watch the one you watched when he got him to go back with them.
Oh, with
Badder Ben.
Yeah.
You know, Badder Ben.
Yeah, that's right.
When he made him go back into the house.
Yeah.
It was quite good, that.
Yeah, it's good.
It was corny, but it was good. You could see what was going to happen.
Yeah, you know what's coming, don't you?
You do, but it still makes it really funny.
Yeah, it does.
I think you've got to have a taste for it, and please, if you do go and watch Badder Ben or Bad Ben or whatever you want to call them, be patient, watch it, and then you'll start getting into it. When I first started watching, I was thinking, "Is this for me?" Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was brilliant.
Good.
Yeah.
Be patient and definitely watch them in order.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Otherwise, you just won't understand.
You get lost with it all.
Yeah, you would.
I like them though.
Yeah.
And what was nice is when he was turning around, he was explaining about how he had lived on the first one and he lost the people and he just carried on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they all dropped out, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, that from your YouTube, how was that then, Lee?
It's good, yeah. It's really good.
Good for Lee, innit?
I know.
Definitely.
Have you watched much YouTube this week? there was a pause there, Lee. We got you. No.
You got me there. I've been watching a bit of YouTube, but I wasn't watching Paranormal, unfortunately.
Oh, wasn't you?
No, I've been watching something a bit different.
Oh,
I don't want to know.
It's good. It's Liverpool.
Yeah, it's Liverpool. Is it Paranormal though?
No, it's not Paranormal.
No, well, it's this the Paranormal show, John.
I know.
Not the Jonathan Sullivan show, you know.
Oh, God. Anyway, well, what have I been doing this week? Instagram.
Oh, you've been catching up with the
Been catching
Access
up on
Paranormal Radio
Instagram.
podcast Instagram, have you?
Yeah, doing good on there.
Lots
of followers.
We're getting a good following now, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah.
It's really built up now. It's really good. And thanks to everyone that's follows us.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, definitely.
We've also got something coming up in the future who've been in touch with.
Yeah,
Someone else who's made some movies
that'll be good, won't it?
that are on Amazon Prime.
When's that coming up around?
That's going to be coming up around June or July because he's just finishing off a couple of movies at the minute.
And then we've got him on.
Yeah, we'll have him on the
Superb.
show then.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting people actually contacting us now and asking to come
Yeah.
on the show,
Yeah.
which is really nice.
Yeah, it's good.
Because we're getting lazy and we're letting them come to us now, aren't we? No, it is good. It's you know, it's quite a privilege and an honour to
It is.
have people contacting us and know that we've got listeners,
Yeah.
apart
It's
from like Lee and Leanne
Yeah.
and Marie. Yeah,
Yeah.
our 3 listeners. And Jane when she's not working. And Liz War, because Liz War does go on to our little chat and goes, that was a good show tonight.
Yeah,
Jane."
she always listens to them, doesn't she? Yeah.
So thank you,
Yeah.
Liz War.
Yeah.
Jane and Liz were supposed to be here tonight.
All right.
Yeah.
When we said Lee was coming, did she? No, when they couldn't. No, they were going to come tonight, but Jane
Yeah.
couldn't make it, which is a shame, really, because it would have been nice, wouldn't it, to see them?
yeah.
Was up.
It won't be long now before we're all back together as a group.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Aye.
And we've got another interview coming up as well. Is it next week or the week after? We got Emma Flood.
Yeah.
Paranormal.
Will be on next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's next week.
Yeah.
I've lost track because we got that many people wanting to come on it now. I've lost track who's on who's
I
you know.
know. And we've got. I think we have a couple of interviews ready to go on as well.
We've got Brett. I think it's Brett and Emma
Yeah.
from B Paranormal. They're coming up that soon
Yeah.
as well. That'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
And I think we've got Axiom coming back on as well.
We certainly have.
Yeah.
That should be good.
Yeah.
And a few others, because now the groups are coming back, we can grab them and interview them.
Yeah. It's exciting times. That's all I can say for everyone.
You don't sound exciting. Does he?
Exciting times.
No, it doesn't work. It's got to be a bit more than that.
Go on.
You've got to sing it.
No.
There was a group on
Oh,
a couple of the girls, yeah. A couple of the girls. We've got to get. They've got to come back on as well. We promised them that they come back on as well. The what were they called again? Oh my word!
They were
psychics.
Yeah, the psychics.
Whatever they were called.
Yeah.
They were sisters anyway.
Yeah, they were psychic sisters from America.
Yeah.
They were fantastic. Can't remember the names. That's the worst thing. We've got that many of
I
them.
know, yeah. Common Mystics.
Common Mystics. That's it.
Right,
Yeah.
That's the one.
Lovely people. Absolutely
Jennifer.
lovely people. Oh no, not again.
Jennifer.
And Janet. Jane. Julie. Jill. I had a few with the J in it though, didn't I? Jennifer and Jill, right?
Yeah.
They were fantastic. They were brilliant and lovely people, right?
Yeah.
And it was it Jill's birthday?
Yeah,
It was Jill's. I think it was Jill's birthday, right?
Yeah.
And I got John to sing happy birthday on the show.
Oh my god.
Put me right on the spot. He did, like.
Oh,
He didn't
yeah.
expect it neither. He was just
No.
sitting there and I went, so you're going
Yeah.
to say, Jonathan's going to sing you happy birthday? And I went, you should have seen his face.
What could I do? What could I do?
So
mad.
I got him to sing happy birthday to them.
You got to get him back.
Payback is
Yeah.
going to be sweet.
There's
That's all I
always
can say.
a payback, isn't there? Yeah. Yeah, so we'll be doing a few more paranormal investigations soon as well.
Yeah.
And with the weather being nice,
Brilliant.
Yeah.
we've got to
Let's
get
get
out
out.
and do one outside as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to go Weppy Park.
Wepper Park,
Yeah.
over in Wales,
Yeah.
and get
good.
Lynn.
That
Yeah.
was really
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, to get Lynn on it would be
Yeah.
fantastic again, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
we enjoyed
'Cause
that.
yeah. But yeah, and do a little ghost hunting there and record it for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really good.
And we've got something really good coming up, haven't we? A record and what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
But it's got to be in stereo.
Yes.
Only with your headphones on.
With
Say
headphones.
no more. Say no
Yeah,
more. But
That's it.
that we've tried it, we've tested it.
Yeah.
Sounded fantastic. So we're
Brilliant.
going to do it.
Good.
Yeah.
Be
It's
brilliant.
great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Loads coming on. Loads.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Really good.
And I mean, I've been looking on YouTube to see if anybody else has brought anything out. Paranormies, friends of ours over in America.
Yeah, they brought they revisited another place.
They revisited the place, and they've got another couple more out now, haven't they? So we're trying to get hold of them and trying to get them on the show again, but because they've really gone well over there now, it's very difficult to actually pin them down and get them on the show at the moment. But they will be coming back. Yeah. We've got Dark Territory.
Well, Dark Arts has had a new one out.
He's
Carl.
Had a
few out, Carl,
yeah, he's had quite a few out, Carl, hasn't he? Don't think he's got a house. I think he just goes from building to building, Carl.
I'm sure he doesn't. He just lives in his car, I think.
He does. I'm sure he does. It's a big car, mind you, so, he must do. Yeah. And then, Dark Territory, they're coming out now. They're starting to film their second series, which is fantastic as well. Yeah. Everything's fantastic to me, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Super great, super fantastic. Yeah. So we got that. We need to, I've got loads and loads of paranormal books there, We need to start, going through them and give, a little bit of a report on them as well, because I think that, there's books out there which is superb, and it's fantastic again, but I didn't. Which is superb to look at and read. And I think we'll go through them. And I've said it before in the early shows. There's one called Bunty Austin.
Oh yeah.
From Anglesey.
Yeah.
And now we can get out and about again. What I'm thinking of doing is getting the book, looking for a couple of these locations. When the group are back together, let's get up there. A couple of nights stay over.
Fantastic.
And do the Bunty hunt. The ghost hunts. Because she's a lovely person. If you read the book, I mean, I've never met her, but when you read the book, she sounds a lovely person, and the way she tells the stories or the investigation she's been on and the investigation she's looked at, you feel as if you're part of that actual process. You feel as if you're there with her and you're in the building, and she writes it in a way that you can picture it as if you're in the room. You can actually see the room in your imagination. Yeah. That's a lot of tough writing to do that, but she does it. When you read it, it's brilliant.
Sounds interesting.
I think she's got 4 books out now. I'll have a look because I've got them all.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I know they've stored them away because obviously we moved house.
Yeah.
So that things like that are stored away.
Yeah.
And I noticed the other day there was a video, or was it a photograph in the local paper of paranormal captured on. It was a video, paranormal captured on video.
Oh, right.
I've looked at it and looked at it and looked at it. I can't find anything, and that's no disrespect to the people who recorded it, because it might just be me not looking properly. Yeah. But if you can, go and have a look. I think it was in the local paper, the Liverpool Echo.
Oh, right.
So go and have a look at that.
Yeah.
It's good footage, but I can't see anything.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't mean to be disrespectful. That's just my views. Yeah. You two might go on there and go, yeah, we spotted it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And if anybody else has got any videos out there that they'd like us to look at, and we won't be disrespectful, we'll just have an eye over it. Yeah. We won't splatter it all over the social media or anything like that. We just look at it, and we'd send you something back privately. We wouldn't be that disrespectful. We'd just love to see the different. Yeah, if we think it is, we'll even talk about it on the show. Yeah, because that's what it's all about. This. Yeah. And Jonathan is going to read out the information because it's behind me. Yeah. So go on, Jonathan. How can you get in touch?
Right. Well, you can email us on info.accessparanormal@gmail.com, or you can get us on Instagram or Facebook, which is Access Paranormal Radio Podcast. And you can also check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Access Paranormal Radio Podcast.
Thank you.
You're very well.
I've been waiting for you to make a mistake there and you didn't. I know. But then again, how big's the writing behind me? Yeah.
It's just about big enough for me to read.
Lee, can you read it from there?
No.
No. Is every question we ask you, you're going to say no?
No.
You're going to say yes then?
Might do.
Do you know what?
That was an in-between.
That's yeah. I mean, this is like weird stuff with Lee, isn't
I
it?
know, yeah.
We bring him on every other week, and he goes, "Yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
no." Did you hear that, Jamie, out there?
Swine.
I'll have to bleep that now. Anybody hear any swearing? It's Lee Arnold. But yeah, coming up soon is the second part of when we were downstairs in the in the cellar.
Yeah.
And it was good. You know, going back to Chris Cannon, you know, we've said he was how brilliant he was and everything else, but you know, listen to the second part of it. It's really good, and I mean, it's an eye opener.
It really it just puts a different perspective on things, doesn't it? All together.
Yeah, I mean, you were working, Lee, so you
did,
sadly, because we'd like to have had you here when you was here.
Really.
And he talked about metaphysics.
Wow.
I know. I was like that. Wow. Didn't have a clue
do you
what
know
he was
what
on
one
about.
of- Do you know what one of them is, Lee?
No.
Yeah. Well, it's about this light, right?
Yeah.
And if you listen to the show when this goes out, you'll learn about it. Because I'm going to listen to it again because I've forgotten it. But no, he was good.
Brilliant.
And to be honest with you, if you noticed tonight when I was doing the call outs before we'd done this, I was saying, if you can and you can do us a favour, you know, because the way he was talking about it, he was saying about the way you speak to people is you'll get a better response if you do it this way. If I say to you, do us a favour, Lee, could you just pass me that drink?
Yeah.
You pass it me, whereas if I said, Lee, pass the drink, you'd be thinking, well, what, you know, no.
Yeah.
And he was trying to put it into a different kind of perspective for us.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, let's try the investigation, calling out slightly different.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes some time to get used to what we haven't called out, because we always call out in the similarities. Every group are the same.
It was just like he was having a conversation, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like we're having a chat now. That's how we called out.
Wow. Something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was blowing our mind at some of the stuff he was saying. I mean, he was saying something to us, and they go, "Oh, was I?"
Wow.
So your mind was being played with.
Yeah. Now, he'd done it to James, didn't he?
Yeah.
With like a shadow on the wall.
Yeah.
And then he said something about a pair of wings.
Yeah.
And James was like,
"Oh yeah,
I can see a bit." But he put that into his head.
So he
without him even
thought
knowing.
that there was something there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what he was doing really was like showing you that things can be twisted and your mind can make things. It's like he said about the brain, didn't he? He said if the brain can't see it properly, it tries and corrects it and puts a picture in there, what should be in there.
Yeah.
So your mind is automatically trying to put that picture
that's
in.
what happens in the dark.
Yeah.
Wow.
With your eyes. So it can't see, because it can't see certain things, it'll try and make up for it.
And the best one I thought was when he was saying about let your eyes settle, because once your eyes in the dark settle, all you can see is black and white.
That's what you were saying tonight.
Yeah.
Which was mind blowing, really, because I
never
thought about that. And then, like tonight when we were in the dark, it was black and white.
It was.
If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people are probably going, well, yeah, you're in the dark. It's bound to be, you know. But
you've got to be in that situation, haven't you?
You certainly do, and it was good.
Yeah,
really.
Enjoying it.
Really
yeah. Good. And we couldn't see each other. We were talking to each other.
Yeah.
And it was pitch black and nobody could see each other.
Yeah.
Except in black and white. So this show's being recorded in black and white tonight. You had to think about that then, didn't you, Lee?
There's always one.
Yeah, the recordings are all in black and white. Yeah. It's like mono stereo. Yeah.
And there's no sound.
Yeah. We're just pretending it is. Do you know, this conversation's getting sillier and sillier. And it always does when Lee comes in, if you know. There's just no conversation with Lee, is there?
No.
Oh, sorry, yes, no. Do you know what, Lee? We're really cruel to you, aren't we?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No.
Maybe.
Do you know, on that note, let's go down to the cellar and join Chris Cannon for part 2 of the investigation we did with him.
isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
You know, so it's so when you somebody said this to me once, and it's a really interesting thing. If I turned around to you and said, "Oh, do you want to look after my house for the weekend?" and you arrived at the house and it was quite a creepy old looking house, and you said, if you said to me, "Is it haunted?" and I said to you, "No, it's definitely not haunted. It's dead nice. It's a lovely atmosphere." You'd sleep there.
This house is clean.
This house has got no spirits. You would sleep there, and you would maybe be a bit uncomfortable because you're not used to the room, but otherwise you would be fine. But if I said, "Well, actually, you know, there's a grey lady that goes up and down the stairs, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can hear somebody walking round and stuff," you wouldn't sleep because you'd have that in your mind, even if it wasn't haunted. So it's just a suggestion, isn't it, as well? You know.
Well, there's a fantastic method which I've used a few times when I want to get something done. It's using NLP. You've heard?
No,
neuro-linguistic programming.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it.
Darren Brown is he's an
right.
absolute genius at it. But it's dead easy to learn. It really is. And you get people to do things for you which they wouldn't normally expect they'd be able to do for a stranger.
Yeah.
For example, if you ask somebody to do you a favour before you ask them to do something that they wouldn't want to do normally, they have the assumption that because they've already done you a favour, you're not going to cause them any problems.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want somebody to do something for you, a stranger, for example, walk up to them and first ask them, "Excuse me, have you got the time, please?" Ask them nicely, obviously. They'll check the time. Yeah, the time is such and such. "Sorry, I haven't got a watch." If "sorry, I haven't got a watch," they've got a feeling of guilt towards you already as well.
Ah, right, yeah.
So, and then you can use that for advantage, which of course I would never do.
Choose a favour, don't.
Have you got the time, James?
If I don't say you've not got to watch it.
I know you could see it, yeah. That paranormal watch.
So I mean, it's the same sort of thing. It's when your brain, as we were talking about, your brain just wants you to be happy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you do somebody a favour, it gives you a massive release of endorphins. It makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
And your brain associates that feeling of endorphins as some kind of rush, even though you're not registering it physically, as something you've done for this stranger. So when that stranger asks you again for something else, you've already got this part in the brain going, "Actually, last time I helped him, I felt really good."
Yeah.
Right. Let's keep this a go then, Chris.
Well, and the thing is, though, once you know how to do it, you can recognise when people are doing it to you as well.
Yeah, because you've got that, you kind of built that awareness.
And there's some fantastic books I could recommend you guys. It's to do psychology.
Yeah.
Not parapsychology, it's the real psychology side of it. Of course, parapsychology is a real science, but this is psychology.
Yeah.
There's one called The Games People Play. I can't remember the author, but it was the guy who was played by Robin Williams in Awakenings.
Oh, right, yeah.
He wrote a book called The Games... No, that's a different person. The Games People Play.
Yeah.
It's about a set of scenarios that everybody plays. So it's like, for example, when you meet somebody new, you always talk about like somebody always wants to be an alpha male, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the alpha male always plays these games. Like we've always been, you see, you've gone to the toilet in a pub or whatever, and some big gorilla walks in and you know what I mean? Like, look at me. That's a game he's playing.
Yeah.
He's asserting himself, even though it means absolutely nothing to you.
Yeah.
He thinks it's important. He does that.
Yeah.
It explains why people do that, and it also gets into the subtleties. When you get a group, for example, I mean, we're all doing it now, believe it or not. We've all got roles we're all playing without
even realising. Yeah.
Or maybe I am realising what roles we're all playing. And I'm just telling you these things so you believe me. Okay?
Oh my God.
Do you know what?
You see what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All listeners now be sitting there going, what?
There's the book, The Games People Play. And there's another one.
Hold on a minute, Chris. If there's anybody listening to this still, can you do us a favour? Keep listening.
They'll all be writing to you saying, "Do you want us to do anything for you? £12."
Absolutely. Yeah, so The Games People Play is a fantastic book. I recommend reading that one. There's another one written by the same guy called What Do You Say After You've Said Hello?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to be able to small talk, But small talking is very difficult without coming across like you're talking about yourself all the time and trying to make people be interested in you. It's all about that.
Yeah.
And then there's another fantastic book, and I can't for the life of me remember what it is called, but it was written by a CIA agent talking about how you can read people by their body language. And it's if you put lessons you can learn, you don't have to just read them, you don't have to try and remember anything because it'll all go in your brain, you'll remember it. But you can use the experiences that you've gained from these books to make your life easier for you. You get more confidence in yourself. You realise when somebody's saying something, you don't mean it, or somebody's genuinely interested, and stuff like that. You know, for example, it's what I'm doing now. I mean, I'm just talking about things I'm interested in.
Yeah.
But all you guys are listening.
Well, I'm finding it interesting.
But it's also that thing as well, I think, about how you communicate it, because you can't, inherently some subjects are not particularly. They've got very niche interests. So I'm very interested, and we're going off the subject of paranormal, but I'm interested in.
I'm going to tie that in. And
well, you know, as you know, Jamie, I'm very interested in kind of nautical things and maritime history and everything such as that. And the thing I always find if I'm talking to people about it, me kind of telling you the gross tonnage of the Royal Iris is not particularly interesting for anything unless you're really into that. But actually, what I find is what people really connect with is the stories of people who were involved and how it impacted their lives. So if I was talking about the Royal Iris and said, well, what about all the people who remember going over to New Brighton on it in the 1950s, going on the dance cruises when the Beatles played, that's where the relevance come from. And I think it's like you're saying, Chris, where you're talking about that, it's how when you have a conversation, you almost lead it to, so it encapsulates people, isn't it?
Right,
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, now this is where I'm going to tie it into the paranormal, right? Now Chris has just brought up 3 books, right?
Yeah.
Now, they could be tied into, when you're calling out, I mean, we call out, we say the similar things every week, every time.
Yeah.
If there's anybody there, can you come forward? If you can you do this? Can you do this and do this? If we learn a different way of calling out, a different way of communicating with these people, because they must hear it hundreds of times. If there's anybody there, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But if there's a new way, a better way of communicating with them, and a better way of trying to contact them, maybe then we would get more of an interaction with them. Do you understand what I mean? Do you understand what I mean there, Chris?
Yeah, kind of.
Because if we're just saying the same things every week now, you've said it to me when I tell a joke about the window. Oh, he said it every time, every week, and all this. Why? I mean, the spirits or the entities or the people who are here, we call them spirits and entities. But basically, they are the living people at one time. Maybe they're sick and tired of hearing us saying the same things again.
Maybe it is. I mean, if you think about it, if I kept saying to you, Jamie, if you're here, can you tap? Can you make a noise? Can you tap?
Yeah.
And also from a it kind of is also a little bit like, I always think, well, how does the spirit actually, considering it's something that isn't, it's energy in essence, if that's what it is, how does it actually make that tap? How does it make that sound? And it also goes back to the other discussion that I know Jonathan and I have had it, and Jamie has as well, is how does a ghost make an app on a mobile phone say sounds? Now I'm not saying it can't do it, but I've never really understood how that would work.
The voice box type thing.
Like voice box and the ones where it brings words up and stuff. Now there may be a reason how that apparently works. I just don't know. I'd love to know how it's supposed to work, really.
I don't believe in apps on phones because I believe in the algorithms.
Well,
like you go on Google, you go on
we were talking about
Facebook.
Before, if the spirits aren't capable of manifesting themselves and kind of electricity, and also down to the quantum level, why wouldn't they be able to interface if they understand how it works? Maybe they understand how it works because of what they are.
Yeah, maybe, absolutely, to interface with it.
Influence and integrate it.
Yeah, of course.
The higher level of intelligence where they are now.
Well, what the EM pump is, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what's inside it, don't you?
It's a little magnet, isn't it?
It's just two little magnets. So I don't know whether you know what it is, Chris.
But explain it to me.
It's an EM pump. Basically, it's just a little box.
It's called an electromagnetic pump, isn't it?
Yeah. And I've made one myself, but this brings it over to you because it's two magnets that spin round that are like creating electromagnetic, whatever you want to call it.
So you spin magnets around the coil, it'll generate electricity.
Yeah, but that's they use that in the paranormal, so you can create an energy, and then an EMF meter will pick that up.
Of course it will. Yeah,
but you leave that in a room. You're supposed to leave it in the room.
I suppose it's like a little mini generator, really, isn't it?
It's exactly what it is.
And it just creates the energy for the spirits to come through. Can you believe in that?
Well, as I said, if they are able to manipulate an electrical field, there's no reason why that wouldn't work.
Yeah,
because it's kind of powering it.
You are creating that electricity for them.
Well, magnetism and electricity are more or less the same thing, just manifested in different ways.
Well, let's go on to something else, Chris, because my son's into audio and picking up on audio and things like that. And I'm trying to get him to come and talk to us about his work, because he's very scientific in the audio stuff. He's very, very clever. Too clever to be my son, to be honest with you. And I've lost my train of thought. Now, when we're talking, I was going to go on to EVP, electronical phenomenon, voice phenomenon. Now, when we record something, now I recorded a few years back, I recorded on 3 different things and picked up the same voice on all 3 of them. Now, we'd done it a couple of weeks back, well, about 6 or 7 weeks ago, we'd done the same thing. We recorded the voice, and the voice came up on 2 different items. Now, are we picking that up because from a distance, people from a distance away from here, like you get a walkie-talkie and you can pick the taxis up or whatever. Are we getting the same thing as this? Or, where I believe is we are picking a voice up, but we don't know where from.
Possibly, well, again, it's not called the paranormal for nothing. That I did see, I'll probably obviously seen the American Ghost Hunter things.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the one what they did in the furniture factory?
No, I didn't see that one.
They went to the furniture factory because the guy who owned it said there's a lady who worked there recently died. Elizabeth, say her name was. I can't remember exactly. We'll call her Elizabeth for the sake of the story. And she said when they came into work every night, Elizabeth's chair was moved into the middle of the office. Yeah. The door was locked. It was locked from the outside, but every single day they'd done it. So they called in these investigators. So what the investigators did, they set up cameras everywhere and set up EVP just about everywhere. Yeah. In the building. Switched all the recordings on. Went away. Came back next day. Looked at the recordings, and the chair starts shaking and then moves quite violently into the middle of the room, spins round and stops. Yeah. So they look at this and they do the same thing. Next night, same things happened, exactly the same time. So they start trying to find out. It turns out there's a station across the road. And when the substation switches over at 3 o'clock in the morning, the building shook.
Oh, so it was vibrating it into that position. Yeah.
So that was fantastic. So there you go. Don't worry, Elizabeth's not here. But check out this, they said. They played the recordings up in the main furniture warehouse themselves. Yeah. There's a guy sitting there doing this. Elizabeth, are you there? Talk to us, Elizabeth. Please talk to us. The EVP. Elizabeth, are you there? Please talk to us if you're here, Elizabeth. There's no Elizabeth here. Leave us alone. Oh. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the guy's like sort of, oh, no, this is amazing. You know? But like again, couldn't explain it. So who knows? It could be real. It could be fake. Yeah.
But that EVP that we got, we were
told us off.
We were by the studio. You know, the couches outside the studio. Yeah. We were sat there calling out.
We didn't hear it or nothing.
We didn't hear it when we done it. There was 4 of us there, and we took the recording off the recorder virtually straight after, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. On the computer. Yeah. And it was only that when we first went out and Jamie introduced it, you said something, haven't you, or done something, and you started again. It was only that you wanted to cut that first little bit off that we actually heard the EVP.
What did I actually say?
And it sounded like it was someone in the main drill hall, and it sounded like the band on the floor with the feet or something, and then it said stop it, and then banged again.
Right.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, twice.
Because you sent
One
it.
on that and one on Lee's.
Yeah, it's on two separate.
I tell you, a
recorders.
good experiment to do with one of those voice boxes, I've seen it done, I can't remember who did it, is using a card, a pack of cards.
Yeah.
So somebody sits near the voice box, it's going through all its standard sort of left, right, up, down,
Yeah.
3/4. My dog's dead. my mum says hello, that sort of stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going through all the standard sorts of stuff it does, odd words. And the chap's looking at a card and says, what card am I looking at? And the voice box goes, 8 diamonds, and carries on, and it goes, 8 of diamonds, and he shows the guy who's sitting there, he goes, oh my god, it could be just coincidence, let's try it again. So
Yeah.
4 spades, that sort of stuff.
Oh,
But-
right, okay.
Now, because you know what you're listening for, you hear it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
Jamie, but you always say this, don't you?
Yeah.
If Jamie gets an EVP or something, or we get one, he'll always say, "Have a listen to this and tell me what you think it says." And you never
Write
say
it
what
down. I always say
what it says.
All
Bec-
write it down.
Oh,
What
right,
you
yeah,
hear, what
yeah.
you say.
Yeah, you
'Cause-
don't ever
'cause-
say what it is.
Because once you get told it sounds like such a thing, you can't hear your mind. You hear that, then you can't unhear it, can you? You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's like the minion upstairs, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the pedo.
But it's a really great one. Is the misheard song lyrics gags that Peter Kay does.
Yeah.
You know, where it's
Yeah.
about and now whenever you listen to those songs, you can't hear the actual lyrics. You hear the joke about it. You
The
know.
one that got me most about talking about misheard song lyrics. My friend told everybody Jimi Hendrix was gay because he was singing "Excuse me when I kiss this guy."
Ah, right.
Oh right, yeah.
This is one of the ones.
You
And like,
must heard it, yeah.
and then the other one is what my ex-wife used to sing when she was singing Bohemian Rhapsody. Beelzebub has a devil for a sideboard.
Oh.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, but you can see when you hear it, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah. But now that they're stuck in your head, that's all you're going to hear.
And
Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
I think the one that always gets. I think the one with Peter Kay that always gets me is who's going to drive you home, and he says pork pie, and
Pork
that one
pie.
always gets me. That one, you know.
Yeah. Also, Meatloaf sung about a Cellar black fan on the bike.
Oh my god. This is going crazy.
No, I know.
I know.
But the thing is, if we are trying to talk to the people that are here,
Well, I'm hoping they're enjoying listening to
they're
our
enjoying
conversation.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We found, Chris, like, we're having this conversation because it's very, very calm tonight. It's very relaxing.
I've gone
tonight.
freezing cold, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's gone cold,
It's
but I
really
think that's
cold
just
around
the-
here. Yeah.
But when we're talking like this, and this has happened many times, Chris, is we've done this and we've relaxed and we're having a chat and a conversation. This is great for the listeners. I'm hoping they're listening to it. I suggest you carry on listening.
Do us a favour and carry on listening.
Yeah. And what I find is when we relax like this, things do happen. It's like, oh, they're interesting. They're not calling out for us anymore, but they're talking interesting stuff here. Then we get them coming closer. We find that we get more interaction with them like that.
Well, I've got that. I don't know whether you've had this in here before. You know that fog where it looks like it's gone smoky in here and foggy. That's where I've got at the minute. I can't see anything at all now. But my eyes have definitely adjusted much more.
well, you can tell when your eyes are completely adjusted to the dark, by the way, because any light you see is in black and white. It's not coloured anymore. Have you noticed?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
What
Like
the
I
light
can
goes
s-
black and white.
Yeah, it's because your cones basically switch off.
So you turn into night vision.
So also you won't be you'll be seeing the weird little white flashes all over the place. as
Yeah,
well.
little kind of flickers and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So, Chris, when you mentioned before about shadow people out of the corner of your eye, have you ever? What's your thoughts on shadow people and things such as that?
Well, it's one of those things. I've never experienced it myself.
Yeah.
But I know people who have. And my nephew used to swear that there was a shadow person used to hang around outside his bedroom.
Yeah.
Used to see it most nights. And the weird thing was when he told me about, because he knew I was interested in the paranormal, like,
Yeah.
he mentioned it to me, and Angela, his mum, said, "You're joking, because I've seen it too. I just didn't want to scare you."
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that kind of, I mean, I've been in the house. I've never experienced anything like that. I mean, the thing is, I mean, I'm not there being closed-minded. I'm there. I'm one of those people who says, you know, I'd like something to happen to me. So it confirms that there is.
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
else.
We've all. I mean, the three of us in here, Chris. We've all experienced something,
Yeah.
and we cannot, for the life of us, explain it. I mean, Jonathan. We've had it quite a few times, especially recently.
Yeah.
And we do try. We always try where we can is to debunk it. Think about it on the night. You know yourself, Chris. You get to that excitement where you
Your adrenaline takes over.
Yeah, exactly. But the next day.
But the thing is,
The next day.
Sorry.
Chris.
Yeah,
I thought he heard something.
I thought you heard banging upstairs. Sorry.
The next day, you start trying to think it logically. And that's where you were saying earlier on. Your mind takes over, thinking, right, there's got to be something logical for that to happen.
Jamie, I'm really sorry to interrupt you, but I've just heard something again out there. It sounded like a kind of noise.
Could be paranormal.
It's that interesting point. You've just said it. Whenever we do this and we're sat in here and we're just talking, we always see it's like as though we get stuff and it's like somebody saying, "Oh, hang on a minute, pay attention to us." You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jonathan, how are you feeling about tonight in here?
It's calm, to be honest.
It's the calmest I've seen it for a while.
I can see light behind Jonathan.
But you know why I think that is? Because the groups are coming back in.
Maybe, yeah.
It's, you know, it is.
the lights you can see
We've
behind
always-
Jonathan, I'm seeing them too.
Can you see them lights behind Jonathan? I can see them.
Yeah, but out the corner of my eye, look straight at them.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, if I'm looking to like just off from where you are now, Chris.
You know, it's reflections from the left-hand side.
Yeah.
I guarantee if you shine something over there, put a torch on, you'll see something.
Can I just say there is light at the bottom on the floor.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, that's why I can see that.
Since
There
we've
is,
been here tonight, I
Yeah.
know that's just seeping through.
I think that's just from the emergency lights
Yeah,
outside,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's. I mean, the building itself goes back to 1861. So,
Yeah.
one thing we haven't told you, Chris, about where we are now is this was used as a mortuary.
I know.
Oh, you've researched it.
Of course I have.
You've been online. So yeah, it's got a lot of dark sides to it as well.
Yeah.
But I've never felt nastily threatened at all. I've felt welcome more than anything. But sometimes I've come in here and I thought I shouldn't be here tonight. They don't want me here tonight.
I've just got to say, it's going absolutely freezing cold where I am here. I mean, I can actually feel it. The temperature feels like it's dropping. And I was really warm before, but it's got. I don't obviously been sat down, but I don't know about you, Jonathan, or anyone else, but you can feel it here. It's gone cold. Yeah.
Well, it's cold nights as well. We've got things like that. But
Yeah.
there was one night, Chris, we were in here. We had dark territory in here, if you remember, Jonathan.
Yeah.
And we were actually in the hallway there, just here out here in the cellar, and we actually had clear footsteps walking around above on the ceiling.
Yeah.
We went up. We went into that room. There was nothing there at all. There was nobody there. We put the cat balls I'm talking about. You put them on the floor. If a cat knocks them, they flash all over the place. We put one of them in there. And we all moved away. We asked it question after question. Then all of a sudden, bang, the lights were flickering. And when we asked it to go off, it went off. We done it the other week in the bedrooms. It went off.
Phenomenal, now, eh?
Yeah, we can't explain how that happened. No, the floor wasn't vibrating or anything like that because we do think logically in a lot of stuff. And we actually stamped on the floor and walked around in that.
Do you ever use the apps you can get, particularly on Android, vibration apps and things?
No.
Yeah, they basically just use all the sensors in the phone. So they've got light sensors, vibration sensors, magnetic sensors, EM sensors.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can run these things and they kind of just let you know if there's something happening. Also, what is it, an SPS camera?
SLS.
SLS camera,
SLS,
yeah.
You can get an app for the Android which does it.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I know somebody who's got it.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I've got my phone.
What do you think of them? What do you think of them, Chris? In the way of if somebody walks in front of it.
Well, you know, all it does is pattern recognition, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It could be anything.
Well,
For example, I can see a shadow out there now because I'm talking about people. That shadow looks like a person to me, and it looks like it's moving, even though I know it actually is not.
Yeah.
Or is it?
I'm not looking round.
I mean, an SLS camera, it basically uses the sensor.
Are you looking straight ahead there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just seen that as well.
I can't see it.
It does look like it's moving, doesn't it?
But I mean, it's because of our eyes are adjusted to this darkness.
Yeah.
You know, it's. Also, you can look up. It looks like it's got wings as well. If you look carefully at it, and it's spreading its wings.
I can't even.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. But maybe I've just told you to see that.
Oh my god! I've just seen a flash of light over there. I've just seen a flash of light over there, and I'm absolutely behind you, Jamie. And it wasn't. You know what it looked like? It looked like somebody had flashed a torch.
I can't see nothing.
I didn't say anything.
I just saw it. Literally where the other door is, just over there.
Because last time I called, that
Where
was
are
right
you,
at the
Jonathan?
very beginning.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Sorry. A bit of dust. Okay, I'm going to ask if there is somebody here with us and you are listening to us. Please come forward. Don't be afraid of us. If you can let us know you're here, we'd appreciate it. Are you able to do that for us? It's a good opportunity for you to let us know you're here. Have you been interested in what we're talking about, what we're saying? Would you like to have an input or say something to us? Is that your feet?
That was you, wasn't it, Jamie?
That's not my feet.
It's not mine.
It's not mine either.
It's not mine.
Could you all hear it?
Yeah.
If that's you, and that's your way of communicating, could you do it again, please?
What was that?
Are you able to make that sound again, if that was you? Could he ask you to come forward to talk to us? If you're able to hear me or see me, walk towards us, let us know you're here. We don't mean you any harm in any way. Is anybody leaning on the table or anything?
I've got my arm on the table.
Right,
so
okay.
it could be me.
It's okay.
At your stomach.
Yeah. That's one thing about me, Chris. I get a rumbly stomach on the ghost hunt. But it is the funniest thing that was ever said to me on a ghost hunt, right? My belly rumbled, and I went, so I'm awful sorry about that. And a medium said to me, don't worry about it. It's the way the spirits can communicate with you.
Fantastic. Yeah. I love it.
Well, I wasn't worried about it because that spirit told me I was hungry.
Yeah, Spirit said
But
you
that
needed
was
kebab.
It stuck with me, and I just thought to myself then, seriously, you want me to believe that?
Do you remember the story of this has gone back to 1970s? My dad was a hatch boss down the docks. I think it was a Thai ship that came in, and loads of people being murdered on it, and they couldn't find out who murdered anybody. So it was either one of the crew or something else, and the crew believed there was an evil spirit on board.
Yeah.
A Muslim crew. And none of the dockers would go on it until the crew said like it was okay. They had to call in an imam. Yeah, to basically exercise the ship. Yeah. Wow. But I remember Dad telling me the story about it. So and then he said, of course, dockers. You know, he goes, you know what, son? There's only a ship full of spirits the dockers wouldn't get on.
Yeah. And take the stuff.
Hey, you know what? Just watch your eyes a tick. I'm just gonna see if that's still now that massive hanging thing.
Yeah, it's still.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's still there.
Perfect. And it's still there, but it's perfectly still, isn't it? So
Yeah.
there's a mirror there as well.
Yeah, no.
Bit of scrying.
Oh, I love a
Yeah.
bit of
If you look at
scrying.
me, there's a bit of crying.
I remember when I was drunk once, looked in the mirror and saw something really, really terrifying looking back.
I do that every day.
You know what? I figured out what that light was I saw over there. You know what it was? When I was looking out, I only just worked this out now. When I was looking out to where we thought we could see the shadow outside, the door here that's open, there's a very thin gap, and it's the light coming through the hole in the door. And it's only when I'm looking straight on I can see it clear out, as you were saying before, Chris, out the corner of my eye. And then when you move quick, it seems to go brighter and then disappear when I look directly at it. It's really interesting, that, isn't it? Because it did look like a flash had gone
But
up.
it puts a new perspective on investigating, because you can think. What I liked about what you've been saying, Chris, is you're putting logics into our head. You know, the colour purples and the blues. And that, and now we know why we're getting there. Yeah. Sorry, it's quite dusty here.
That's the way the spirits communicate with you.
Yeah, to my stomach. It's nice to get your perspective on it as well, because I mean I'm really drying up because of the dryness, the dust. We come down here and we do the investigations week after week, year after year after year. I mean, I've done 500 plus now in a year, must have. And we do the same thing and we think the same things, and you become it becomes the norm, and you think the same way all the time. Whereas now, you give us that perspective where I can think, yeah, he's right. That could be that. Let's try and think of it. Let's try and go in a different direction, and let's try and think of different ways.
So, I mean, the thing, obviously, not talking to spirits. It's not the thing I tend to do on a day-to-day basis. But I was talking to one of my friends, lads, who's 8, about camping, because he wanted to go camping. I was telling him all about camping, things he needed to do there. And he said to me, "Do you know why I like talking to you, Chris? Is because you talk to me like I'm not a kid." So, yeah, maybe because the way you're talking to them, like their spirits, they don't like it.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. The other thing is, and we've discussed this as well, is, you know, I've seen it with people who've been here before when we've been in, who've been really aggressive, you know, and saying, and shouting and things and calling them names. And I kind of think, you know, if it was me and somebody was being like that to me, I'd just be like, you know, get lost. I'm not gonna do anything for you.
We've said that many times.
Yeah, we have, haven't we?
There's one thing I won't do is be disrespectful to them. Treat them the way you'd want to be treated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at things, you know. If you're kind to them, then they'll be kind back to you.
Do you want to move into another room, or?
Yeah, I don't mind.
So,
but I'd say one of the things though is that we've been here that many times now over the past few months. Are they just used to us?
Well, they will be, yeah.
Well, you
know
think,
what I mean?
But you think though, Jonathan,
To be more comfortable.
Yeah,
exactly. You would do,
yeah. And, I mean, if you think about it, Jonathan, we've all got friends. I mean, you're my friend. James is just a hanger on.
I like to think I'm your friend.
Thanks, Jamie.
Just kidding, Chris. James. But you know, Chris is coming, and it's fantastic that Chris is here. We've had a different view completely, which is brilliant, and I'm loving that. I mean, I know we're supposed to be doing an investigation, but I love digressing and doing this kind of thing, because we do investigations week after week, and it's nice for the listeners to get a bit of fresh air as well, you know, a fresh
different
look into it. Now, what we do is, I mean, we've been here a long time, and obviously they probably know us. Like, I mean, Chris knows us now. You know, you've known us for a long time, James and Tom, and we're comfortable with each other. We can insult each other without being insulted, if you understand what I mean. Like, I insult James, and James, you know, we do it every day. Now, they must feel the same with, you know, that the spirits or the people must still. They must think, oh, it's Jamie, or oh, it's James, or it's Jonathan again. You know, oh, they're here again. You know, and I never ever feel threatened. I never feel.
But the other thing as well is that, for example, I'm here with you guys now, so I'm not in my house. Now, the fact is that, you know, if a spirit is something that is, you know, resides on a different plane or level or whatever you want to call it, it's not necessarily going to be in this room all the time, you know. No. So sometimes we might come and there might literally be nobody in the building because nobody's here, and we can call out and we can ask for things. But, you know, ultimately we don't know what the process is for a spirit coming in. So it could be that actually, when, you know, some nights we come in, there's a couple of people who thought, I'll go down there tonight, you know, the same as we would do. And then other days, there's nothing happening because there isn't anybody here, you know.
I'll tell you one thing, though, while we've been talking, I don't know whether you've noticed, but it's gone absolutely pitch black over towards Jonathan's way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can't see Jonathan at all now.
Before, Chris, I could see over there quite clearly. I could see.
Well, you did have your torch on for a little bit.
Yeah. But it's been off for a bit though, hasn't it? Now, I mean, I could see. Well, I could see it before when he's in the torch on. I could see slightness of Jonathan. I could see in the distance there. I could see the post and that. I can't even see that now. It's just completely gone. Now, that's me thinking. It's the first time I've said it tonight as well. It's the first time I've thought that and thought. It's gone so dark in here now over there. I can still see the doors wide open. I can still see James's watch, but I cannot see anything else now. I could see you, Chris, when you were moving before.
Yeah.
I can't see you at all now.
I've not seen either of you two all night.
Well, I can just about see Chris. I can't make his feet out, but I can see where, and I can see Jamie, but I can't see you, Jonathan.
I can't see
at all.
Chris or Jamie.
All of a sudden, within a few seconds of us talking, that's. I mean, I was having a conversation when I seen it happen. The whole room just went completely pitch black over there.
But you know, is there a question to say? You know, when we talk about paranormal things, that I'm really gutted I didn't get to hear your conversation about quantum mechanics and stuff before.
You will if you're listening.
Well, I will. I'll listen to it. Yeah, I will. And
or this week.
Because you know when you and I'm not well read on this at all. I've only read articles online, but about kind of multiverse and bubble universe and all sorts of things such as that. Do you ever think that maybe what actually could happen is that we're some kind of alternate? It's almost a kind of alternate reality to us that's kind of crossing over, and that actually what's happening is that right now the interactions that we're getting is just another set of us on a different, in a different kind of alternate universe that's also doing the same thing.
Do you
know what I mean? It'd be really interesting, wouldn't it?
Everything just integrates.
Well, the wonderful thing about quantum mechanics is things happen because simply they can.
Yeah.
So it's literally anything's possible.
What if we are on another plane?
Oh, hey, Jonathan. No way we do.
No, come on.
No, it's true though.
Who's to say that we are really here?
That's you're talking about.
And we are in the alternate universe.
The theory that we are all holograms in a holographic world.
I've heard that before.
You've got to have to explain this to me now because
no, I've heard that. I've actually heard that.
No, it's right though. What if it is the opposite way around?
With 3D reflections as a 4-dimensional universe.
So I've heard of this. How what's the kind of basics of that then, Chris?
I'm not here. Nobody else is here apart from you. You are simply an intelligence which is building a world around them and interacting with it.
Oh wow!
And that's what we're all doing in one go.
Yeah. The thing is,
like
though,
Zoom.
I mean, like I'm the only real person here.
Yeah.
I just happen to drive here in the holographic world. I don't really drive here. And I'm probably just a firing neuron in some other being's head, which is building everything around me.
Wow, that's insane, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, but the thing is, there's no reason why it isn't true.
Well, of course, yeah.
Well, it's like computers, isn't it? When you're playing a game, my son plays games. They both love games, and to them, it's you turn to the left, there's things happening there. You turn to the right, there's things happening there. But yourself, it's just pixels.
Yeah.
Now. It could be the same.
Actually, computer games these days, it's not just pixels. It really is happening. It's just not being rendered. There you go.
I've got the VR.
Oh, Chris, you get me out of crazy.
I've got the virtual reality.
I used to like computer games, by the way.
Isn't it little? Isn't it all like billions and billions of little triangles or pyramids or something now as well?
What do you call voxels?
That's the one. Yeah. I saw a thing on the new, I think it's the Unreal 5 graphics. So we're really good veering off subject now, aren't we? But the way it's rendered and everything is stunning, isn't it?
But everything goes back to the same thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's perception. It's perception. It's like the old story. When you look at the colour red, are you seeing the same red as I'm seeing?
Exactly. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And when we see like a spirit in here or a person where we tend to think there's something there. Are the spirits themselves thinking there's something there?
Well, Howard, I mean, you must know the story of, I think it's the Treasury House in York, the Roman soldiers.
Oh, going through the cellar. Yeah.
Fellow Sullivan going through, didn't he, when he was down there?
The story says that the soldiers marched past, and one of them looked at him.
That's right.
As you're marching past.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, they did find a road underneath, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Up to the waist, they were going past, weren't they?
Wouldn't it be amazing if we find documentation going back to the Legion at York of somebody saying, I saw somebody floating above the ground looking at me?
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It would be, wouldn't it?
But I think the great film for that was The Others, Nicole Kidman.
They were the dead ones.
Yeah.
And that to me was brilliant because you actually thought that the story was them seeing things, but it was the other way around.
Yeah.
And that to me was fantastic because that explained everything. Where you're trying to, are we the ghosts? And they're trying to contact us.
Exactly. And
when they come in and we think there's something standing there, are they standing there going, I've just heard the voice?
Yeah.
We could be seeing, as we were talking about, somebody from 50 years in the future trying to communicate
with us,
thinking we are the ghosts.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And then we're kind of communicating with people
all these months we've been doing the radio show in that studio. And how many things have happened up there?
Loads. Literally loads.
But it never ever used.
No.
That part of the building was never ever that active.
No.
And we've been in that studio, John. We were saying before, Jane, we put the cat balls in the studio sometimes, and we're doing the show, and we're talking about certain things, or we're talking about the paranormal because that's what the show's about, and we interview people and things like that, and more often than not, that cat ball will go off, and it's like somebody's coming into the room, and it sounds silly, but it's like they're interested.
And we've heard lots of noises that we can't explain.
Exactly, and the one was. I'll bring them up again, was Dark Territory, because what was interesting is we had them in, we all had headphones on, and the word hello came through every single headphone as clear as anything, and we all looked and we all went, what was that?
Wow.
On every single headphone. And then it was Sean what got up, wasn't it, and he went out on the landing thinking, I'll have to have a look, that was too clear for my life, and he went outside on the landing. When he was outside on the landing, we still had our headphones on, laughter come through, as clear as anything, laughter. But when we played it back to listen to see if we picked it up, nothing
on it.
Wow.
Yeah,
not a thing.
So that says it wasn't going through the microphones.
It was coming through the kind of electricity of the speakers, the headphones themselves, isn't it? Yeah.
And we've had it before, haven't we, John? From when we were doing the show, and we put the headphones on. Now there's one where you were standing there.
Oh God, yeah.
You were standing there, and I put my headphones on to set up the show. Yeah. And I thought you said something to me, didn't I?
Yeah, because you just looked at me funny, didn't you, or something?
What did you just say?
And I just said, well, I was still facing you, and I was like, what are you on about?
Voice.
You know, an interesting one is a while back. I mean, I think it might have been the last time I was on the show, and it was last September, I think it was. Jamie and I went and did a little invest outside, didn't we? Do you remember at the formal gardens at Sherdley?
Oh yeah.
And it was great. It was really good. I mean, it was quite funny actually. We did have a laugh, but there's a story at the which there is footsteps heard, actually stiletto heels walking around, and there was no one there. And we were stood in the middle, and we was calling out, and we distinctly heard. footsteps coming towards us, right? And we both said, "Can you hear that?" And when we listened to the recording, we could hear it on the recording as well. We got it on the recording. But the really hard thing with the radio stuff is that we can repeat them. But we were saying that we should really do a thing on YouTube that's got all these different things that we hear, and actually so people can listen to them and make their minds up about them as well. You know,
we've spoken about that, haven't we, John?
Yeah.
We were talking about that. But
I'm going to start doing stuff like
things
that.
like that, because it's easy to say, yeah, listen to it now on the show. We put it on.
Can you hear that tapping out there?
The tapping.
Can I just call out? If there's anyone outside this room now, if you can hear me, can you make a sound again? If that was you and you were trying to get our attention or you want to talk to us, can you tap again for me, please?
I'm going to bring you in, Nicholas.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about? Whereas when you're not watching it,
the quantum effect.
yeah. But
Yeah,
when you look to see what's happening or look and hearing it, doesn't do it.
Well, the quantum effect works.
Sorry, that was me.
Is it's a scientifically proven thing as well. I mean, we mentioned it before, Young's slit experiment. If you look that up online, when he was using an electron gun,
Yeah.
the experiment is to find the duality of light flowing as a wave and also as a particle. When you observe it and trying to measure what's happening,
Yeah.
it acts as if it's a particle. When you don't observe it, it acts as if it's a wave.
Right.
So, using the dual slit experiment, you find one electron at a time. You get a clump of electrons in one place, a clump of electrons in the other, is what you'd expect.
Yeah.
Because they're going to go through it's one particle
Yeah.
passing through one slit. It can't go through two slits at the same time and interfere with itself.
Yeah.
Right? So he did this, he fired a load of electrons and got an interference pattern, which doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
So he put a measuring device on the slits to see which...
My stomach.
Good
Okay.
God.
I thought it was like something
Like a
screaming.
whale, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said nothing.
So if he put measuring devices on the slits to see
Yeah.
which slit the electrons are passing through, and he got a clump of electrons either side, it broke down the wave effect. It stopped them interfering with each other. So what he did, he put a nullifying device on, and the wave pattern came back, even though it was using the same method. It's as if the quantum effect was stopped by it being observed.
Oh, wow. So it was like, so it knew it was being observed kind of thing. Yeah.
So it's like as if it knew it was being observed.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Schrodinger's cat?
No.
Schrodinger's cat is a thought experiment to do with the quantum mechanics. You put a cat in a box
Yeah.
with a vial of poison.
Right.
Okay, attached to the vial of poison is a radioactive isotope with a half-life of so many minutes. Okay. Every so many minutes, that's going to give off one radioactive pulse.
Yeah.
Which will cause the poison to break.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. You don't know at what point it's going to give off the radioactive pulse because you don't know when its radioactive last one happened.
Yeah.
So you close the box with the cat, the radioactive isotope, and the vial of poison in there.
Yeah.
Because of probability, and the way quantum mechanics works because of probability, there's a 50-50 chance that has fired its pulse at any time and killed the cat.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's also a 50-50 chance it hasn't. So the duality of the quantum world means the cat is alive and dead both at the same time.
I understand what you mean. It's fascinating, really, isn't it? And just if you're listening at home, folks, if you have got a radioactive isotope and a glass of poison and a cat, just make sure, and a box, please don't do it. Please don't do it. It's a metaphor, thought experiment. It's not a real thing. Yeah.
You may struggle getting the box, but you'll be all right.
You'll be all right with a radioactive isotope, though. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fantastic book called In Search of Schrodinger's Cat, which is called Quantum Physics for the Layman, which is it's quite difficult to understand because it's quantum physics. But I read that because my friend is a physicist. He lent it to me and I thought it was brilliant. He goes, read this, the follow-up to it. It's called Schrodinger's Kittens. And I honestly go, I was like, no, this is just far too much.
Way too much.
We've apparently got a ghost cat in here, haven't we?
Yeah.
Ghostly cat.
Yeah.
And a dog.
But that's what I was saying about the quantum physics side of it, where when you look at it, it doesn't happen. Now we heard the noise out there, we didn't, but James did hear the noise out there. As soon as we all looked, all right, John
then it
did as
stops.
well. But as soon as we looked, nothing happened.
Yeah. It's because maybe we were talking about it before, because we are zoned out of the extra plane, extra dimensional plane, call it whatever it is. Because we're zoned out from it, we're not concentrating on it. Because it is in a quantum flux. So something happens on that plane which we pick up on rather, while we're not concentrating. But as soon as we concentrate on it, we break down that quantum wave. Yeah. So it stops from occurring.
I bet you there's a lot of listeners out there now all taking paracetamol.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's a wonderful...
It's fascinating. It's so interesting, isn't it?
By the way, the people who are listening, everything I've said, go on Google and search for it. Your mind will be absolutely blown, maybe literally in some places.
I've got to say, from Bad Ben last week, which was hilarious, to this one, it's gone from like a fantastic man giving an interview about his spoof paranormal to this week, quantum physics.
And this is why I love it so much.
Exactly. Now, what a diversity of paranormal stuff we've got. When we came down this Cellar to do a call out, and we've actually done another radio show.
Yeah.
But you know what?
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
This is what it's about, and I'm hoping that the listeners are loving this, because this is a follow-up from last week's show with Roy and Chris.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic, isn't it? I mean, I love the way. I mean, I could sit and listen to Chris forever.
Oh, thank you.
The poor man, like, he'd have to put up with me forever. Like,
well, I'll tell you what. Come on my tours, you can pay me for it then.
No, I said I could listen if you're out.
Yeah, he also involves walking as well.
Oh, does it?
Physical activity.
Do you know what? I'd enjoy it, to be honest.
No, we'd love to.
Yeah, guys. I mean, once things get back to normal, like, give us drop us a line, and we'll do a walking tour for you.
You know what though? It's funny, isn't it? Because I think a lot of the stuff one of the reasons why I enjoy doing stuff like this is actually because. Nothing to do with the paranormal stuff. I love old buildings and history and the facts of what people used to do and how things have changed.
I'm working with old people like Jonathan.
Yeah. And I've just heard another noise out there again.
I heard something.
Yeah, did you hear it? But
wasn't it your stomach, Jamie?
No, that wasn't his stomach. It was like it sounded like a noise. I didn't hear it. But the point is that's the thing. What I love about this place is I think how many people have lived and had good times or done things in here, and you're going back to, a lot of people think about the First World War, but you've got the Boer War, the people who've gone away to war and never came back, and everything that's associated with it. That's one of the reasons why I think it's so. If you create the atmosphere yourself in your own mind, it's got that atmosphere, hasn't it?
Also, a building like this as well, but a bit of being the drill hall. And, there would have been a lot of soldiers around there. And let's face the facts. I know a few squaddies. They certainly know how to have a laugh.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course they do.
And if this being a morgue, I can bet you, it shouldn't be said to be disrespecting the dead, but I bet you some bodies found their way into, like, sort of bathroom stalls and things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure. Probably did, you? They're probably still in there now.
But the thing about with Mill Street...
Anyone heard that then?
Yeah. What was it?
Sound like a clicking noise. To me.
Was that not that fun? Wasn't it the...
No, it was another one. There was another noise then as well.
That sounds like it was like in the ceiling.
It was like...
like a tap on the ceiling.
It's not a rat, is it?
I can't... If it was a rat, you did that, wouldn't you?
Could be a big spider.
Oh, don't even say that. There's no hole there as well.
Yeah. But let's give it a call out there. If we're starting to get taps and things like that, who knows? Jonathan, do you want to do a call out? Because you've been quiet.
Yeah, go on then.
What do you mean, yeah? Go on. Do it with a bit more
enthusiasm. Go on then, why not? Right, okay. Okay, is anyone down here with us now? Do you want to make a sound? Let us know you're here. Let us know whereabouts you are. Are you interested in the conversation tonight? and you let us know. And do something that you can do to let us know that you're listening to us, that you're interested.
Stomach.
If you're out in the corridor, can you make a sound out there just to let us know you're there? If you don't want to come into the room, that's fine.
Yeah, that boom.
No, I told you the voice.
There's 2 booms.
I heard something. If that was you, could you do it again, please? Just make it louder. Just come a little bit closer.
I don't know whether this is going to sound really strange, but I feel like I can hear someone having a conversation, like a woman's voice.
I was just going to say, I was
Okay.
just saying before, I thought I heard a voice, a woman's voice.
Yeah, I can hear.
But behind Johnson, that way a little bit.
It's like a wah kind of thing, you know.
Okay, if that's you talking, can you come closer? Or talk louder so we can hear you properly?
Do you want to call out, Chris?
I'll give it a go. Hello, I'm Chris. You probably don't know me. I'm here with the other guys who you probably do know. I'm really interested in knowing if there is somebody here who's listened to our conversations. If there is, just give us a shout out, make a noise, move something if you can, affect something in some way, just to let us know you are about. Okay, I mean, if there is anybody, we will be very, very interested in hearing from you. Just any way of letting us know that there's somebody here with us. We've been sitting here having a great conversation. If you've been listening in, let us know if you've liked it, if you've not liked it. Try to ignore Stubbock's noise there.
Do you know what, Chris? Years ago, we had someone well known coming in, and she was standing next to me, and I decided to do a call. She decided to do a call on me somewhere, really loud. She nearly dropped dead on the spot. And I said, I'm really sorry, it was my stomach. It's well known for, isn't it, James?
It's part and parcel. Part of.
It's that.
I always think if you haunt the place when you go, you won't make any taps on it. You'll just go.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth us moving into this middle corridor part for a bit?
We could try it if you want.
We've not been in there for a while, have we? I'll just put the torch in ever so slightly.
I'll have to bring the microphone with us out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a blast, not the microphone.
But it's amazing, isn't it? How that just even that tiny bit of light just is hurting your eyes.
Makes you feel the legs. My legs are gone. My bum's gone up. Welcome to our world. Yeah. Sorry about the movements, the sound movements. That's just me putting the microphone on the table.
I came down here not so long back doing a building check, and there was the biggest rat I'd ever seen.
Horrible things.
You realise that it's a mirror?
You just banged your head?
No.
I was going to say that's called karma.
Yeah, karma.
I've never seen any down here.
Oh, it was massive. It ran straight. It looks about that big.
Why am I next?
And then there was rustling in that middle room as well. So.
Okay, let's go for it.
All right.
Okay. If you can hear us or see us, and you'd like to come forward, please do so. I'm sure you know who we are now, and we've got a guest with us tonight, Chris.
Hello.
And Chris would love to make contact with you. So if you are able to come forward, you are able to come talk to us, please don't be afraid. We invite you to come towards us. If that's in a form of a shadow, or light or anything you can do, feel free to. As you've probably heard us a number of times tonight, we don't want to do you any harm. We're guests of yours, really, because this is your building. We just like to come here and visit. And at times we want to support the building to keep it going. It's gone through hard times at the moment with what's happened. I know you might not understand. And that's why we haven't been here much. Well,
Did you hear that then? Sorry.
It's a twang noise.
I heard
was
like a noise as well.
Well,
that's my keys, sorry.
No, it was.
No, there's...
Did something over this area? Yeah. Sorry, Jamie, we're interrupting you there, but we just.
No, it's okay.
good.
You hear that tapping as well?
Stay at that then.
Where's the door?
No, that's my stomach.
If there's somebody by the door, can you push the door open for us? Can you push it more?
No offence, if that door opens, I'm out of here.
Come on, Chris, I thought you were a brave one.
Well, there's brave and brave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Can you move the door? Can you push the door open even ever so slightly? If that's you.
Hold on a minute, that's it, mate.
That's alright.
Yeah, we don't mind.
Oh, I do, because he's my co-presenter. I'm not coming in here on my own.
We'll be that bad. We'll just be bruised.
I mean, to be fair, if it did swing open like that and whack you and knock you out, it would be some of the best paranormal evidence ever caught.
That's very
Yeah,
true.
You've got to be honest.
On the radio show,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you've got a confirmed skeptic here as well. So
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to ask again if there's somebody here with us. If you can and you're able to, use our energies and come forward.
Go on, come and prove to Chris that you're here.
Can you make a sound? My stomach seems to communicate. Make a sound. It goes.
maybe that medium was right.
Are you able to come forward? Can you use energies? Can you talk to us?
Well, what can you do? Can you make a sound? Can you make lights? Can you move something?
See, I can hear a faint noise that sounds like kind of thing. And it's coming from over there. I'm just going to put the torch on this slightly. But I'm wondering whether it's either that gas meter that's making some kind of whirring noise, or it's coming out of that sewer. You know, because we've heard that before, haven't we, that noise? Do you know when we heard that whoomph noise?
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out it was the pipe, like the reverberation from the sewer pipe, wasn't it?
I just had a really cold breeze going. Then again, you just walk past.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the gas meter, if it is moving, it'll make a noise.
It's going to make some kind of a noise, isn't it? I mean, there's no gas on. In fact, the meter. Yeah, actually. Oh, I know.
I hear
I
it.
can hear that.
Ooh, no,
That's the grid.
that's the
noise.
if you come and just come over here and listen
It's
to
a
it.
fantastic sound.
Fantastic sound. It sounds like it's going to a massive. If you listen to it.
It's okay, you lot go. I'll stay here on my own. I'll just stand. Okay, is anybody here?
Just get.
Jane and Chris have gone to listen to a sewerage. All to their own.
But when you said it's interesting because it sounds like it's like a massive big.
I'm going to ask if there's anybody here with us now, anyone who can hear us or see us. Would you like to come forward and come and talk to us? What was that?
I'm on the toilet. So if you hear footsteps upstairs, it's only me.
Let's have a little break.
Yeah, what time is it now?
It is 10 to 12.
Right, let's give it another 5 minutes down here, then we'll go back up there and try up there. So, We got Chris talking and then walking, haven't we?
I was going to say, do you want to pause it
He's a
till...
brave man, isn't he?
Yeah, do you want to pause it till Chris gets back? We're going to carry on.
Yeah,
We're brave.
So, well, let's have a conversation about what's happened tonight.
No, it's really I think it's really fascinating. And you know what?
I've got to say, Chris is fantastic.
Absolutely. And I think... Did you hear that drain then, mate? The noise it made? I think it's interesting because, like you said, we spend a lot of time here and we have all these expectations because of what we've experienced before. So to have somebody come in who's not got that, and not got that prior...
And it's fantastic with scepticism as well.
But not in a sense of him being like... You know, you get somebody who say, oh, it's just a load of rubbish. Well, that's not what he's like.
No.
He's saying
he wants to prove
it. And that's fascinating, isn't it?
And Jonathan, I mean, we've had many guests on, you know, and we've had some brilliant guests on as well. But Chris is a completely different guest altogether, you know. I mean, we talk about paranormal tonight, quantum physics.
He's a historian.
Mm-hmm.
He likes the paranormal.
Yeah.
He's open to it. He's an open skeptic. And he just wants to prove it in a different way.
Yeah.
It's been on a different level, really.
It has.
And the way he talks and the way he explains things and thinks logically, it's great to see it from Chris's view as well as our own view.
It is.
Now,
it's really interesting.
Just for the listeners, the footsteps you're hearing now is Chris coming back.
So I hope it's Chris coming back, because it'd be funny if it wasn't, wouldn't it? If he doesn't come down these stairs now.
That's definitely Chris. Does Chris not take a torch?
No. Being brave, you see. Mm-hmm. Braver than me.
We were just saying we hope this is you, Chris.
Tell you what, bloody freezing up there.
I tell you what, it has, the temperature's really dropped, hasn't it?
It's
Really,
got
really
-1
dropped.
tonight, I think.
Sorry?
I think it's got to -1 or
Is it
-1
-1?
something.
Well, we have to just put my bedding plants in. Right,
I'll tell you what, I was brave you going up there on your own.
I'll get away.
Okay. Don't catch me doing it, mind you. Do you remember, we told the listeners this before, because there's one night I came down here. I can't remember when it was. When it was now. And I had to go down there, right? I thought, I'll put that light on there, because I'm doing something. Put that light on there. Every light in the cellar went off.
Oh, fantastic.
And I'm down there. Don't like going in that room. There's not a single light on it, because it tripped every light in here. Like, I had to get up them stairs. So I'm down there, and this is me. Don't turn the light on. James, you do. I'll never forgive you.
You knew I was going to do that then.
Yeah. I was up here, and all it was pitch black and like this. Funny me, you know who I am.
The emergency lights had gone off as well, haven't they?
But the worst thing was, I had to crouch down.
Because you bang your head.
I'm going, it's only me, it's Jamie.
Why don't you use the torch on your phone, Jamie?
Well, the reason why I didn't use the torch on my phone, because I left it up in the studio. And I've told the listeners this before, I thought, I'll nip the toilet, you know, from the studio. So I nipped the toilet, come back, I was still scared, get over that, you know, and then decided to, that was it, locked up, closed up all the night and all this lot. This was the night I had the scary part. Get all the way to the other end, didn't I? Right, that's it, let's out and make sure these doors out, gets out, and oh, thank God for that. Where's my phone?
Oh no.
In the studio. Worst thing, my phone, it disappears. So I came back in the pitch black tonight. No torch. It's only me again. Sorry about this. You know, gets up to the studio, trying to get the key in the door, put the lights on, everything else. Gets me phone. Comes back down and walking down like that. And I thought, you silly sod. There's light switches right next to me.
Oh no.
I could have gone boom, 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 and turned the whole. I could have had all the lights on going up to the studio.
Well, it's the atmosphere, it's part of the thing.
Yeah. I didn't want the atmosphere, I just wanted to get out. Sorry about this, listeners, there was a bit of a diversity there, but I hope you're still enjoying it.
It's blowing cold.
It is
freezing
really cold. It's nearly midnight, isn't it? Yeah, it's 10 to midnight.
Well, do you want to give it another 5 minutes down here?
We've not really had much, have we?
No.
Unless you want to go, do you want to go upstairs?
Well, let's have a quick talk and ask each one of you what your thoughts are tonight. I'm going to start with you, Chris, because it's the first
I'm a
time
new guy, aren't I?
you've never been to Mill Street before.
No,
you don't know
it's-
anything about it
no.
apart from what you've researched on the internet. How have you felt about being here tonight? I know you were here last week with Roy,
Yes, right. Yes.
which was the same night as what we're doing now,
Yeah.
but this is obviously the next week because we put it on 2 shows.
Yeah.
How have you felt about being in Mill Street for your very first?
It's a fascinating building. It's a lovely building. I mean, it's I said drill holes have always had a certain feeling about them. I've been in a few of them. Yeah, it's a fascinating building. It's, I mean, like down here particularly, it is a very atmospheric place. You have to give it that.
Yeah.
Especially sitting in the morgue there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I've really enjoyed talking to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we've loved you coming on as well. We've got to get you on again and talk about the paranormal side of it as well, you know.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I loved it when Roy did that part of the show for us because it was nice to sit back and watch.
I can imagine.
Do you know what? I'm in awe of what he does. And I mean,
He makes it look easy, doesn't he?
And I was watching a master at work, you know. I learned a lot from him, as well as talking about what we were talking about on the night and everything else. I learned a lot from Roy that night, and how he was relaxed and everything else. He's fantastic.
He's very good.
I mean, I said to him on when he was doing it, I said I was privileged to see him do it, and it was nice to sit back and be a guest on my own show, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I definitely want to get you back as well, Chris.
Cool. Okay.
And James.
Yeah,
Is this the first time you've
first
been
time
back?
I've been back for months, isn't it? Yeah,
since
no.
we were desperate last time.
Yeah, I mean we've kind of seen each other for our walks and stuff like in between and things, but not. It's been really good. I think obviously I've been listening to the show and some of the amazing activity that you've had over the last couple of months, really, in this building. But tonight I think it's been pretty quiet, but. It's just really interesting just to sit and talk about all these things, you know.
Yeah.
And as you know, with the paranormal, some nights you get loads of things that happen, and other nights it's nice and calm. And I think tonight it's been relatively calm, really.
Nice and relaxed. Yeah. It's a shame, really, because it would have been nice for Chris to experience something in here. But
yeah,
I mean, we've been lucky. Oh, sorry, John, I'll come to you in a second. We've been lucky to have Chris here to give us his views. We were talking about that when you nipped to the to spend a penny. How good it's been with you here tonight, and if you listen to it,
we'll do.
We were being nice about you.
Well, I was going to say that's the main reason why I was actually just standing upstairs listening.
and Jonathan, you're here every single week with me, and we do insult each other. We do give each other stick. But I absolutely love you coming here. Only because I'm scared.
I know.
I love you being here. Now tonight, I mean, you've been pretty quiet tonight, haven't you? You haven't had a chance to get away.
I've been doing all the talking.
But you know what, though? I really didn't mind. Because it was so interesting.
But the good thing is about tonight, Jonathan, is we will be doing an introduction, so you will be on it.
By
the time people this is a Chris section, is by the time people have listened to this, they've already listened to you there.
Yeah,
and they've also when this is finished, they're going to be
giving the magic away of it now. You're making people suspending disbelief.
No, I love it. I know people are listening to this.
Yeah.
The power of production.
The power of production.
What I love about though is doing the pre-recordings is, we can make the show alive. We can bring it alive with an investigation and the interviews and everything else. Whereas if we were doing this as a live show, we couldn't pick up everything and bring it down to the cells when we can. Yeah. And that's what I love about it.
And as well, obviously, once restrictions have lifted and things, it's going to be out and about as well.
But Jonathan, I mean, you have been quiet tonight, apart from the beginning of the show and the end of the show, which has been a bit. How have you felt tonight?
It's been calm, quiet, down in the cellar. But with the odd little noise, but I've just sat back and I've just.
Sorry, that's my alarm.
I actually thought that was a spooky candle.
It's been really quiet then. That's something goes off. Sorry, guys. It's
You know what?
I'm going to
That was not pre-recorded, by the way. That was
This is what
real.
it's about, isn't it? It's about.
Even I was like, what's that?
And for the listeners, it is uncut. We're not cutting it. The only time we cut it is when we're feeding back to the studio and things like that.
No, it's
What you hear is what we do.
it's been such an interesting night. I really, really enjoyed it. It's so different. To get a totally different perspective
Yeah.
on the paranormal and different things. It's just really, really good.
Within 5 or 10 minutes of Chris talking about the quantums and giving his logics and everything else, I mean, it's put a different kind of view on the paranormal to me. I mean, I'll be using what Chris has said to us in investigations and thinking more in that way. And like we were talking about, is calling out in a completely different way to what we do.
That's right.
Because I noticed when Chris was calling out, he called out slightly different to what we do.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's a
But
nice, it's a breath of fresh air.
A lot of what he said actually made sense as well.
We do know Chris is listening here.
No, yeah. I'm still here.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, I was meant to say, yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice. It's
No,
nice
it is.
to Chris to know that he's appreciated and we've really enjoyed him being here.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thanks for inviting me, guys. I've enjoyed it.
Anytime. We
enjoyed it.
Honestly, God, like I said, Roy was a privilege to have on the show, being the presenter. You've been an absolute privilege to be on the show.
I said also when things pick up and we can start doing proper stuff again. I'll definitely come on one of my walking tours. I can show you what actually, so I won't know what I'm talking about.
And anybody else who wants to go on one of Chris's tours, it's
www.hiddenliverpool.co.uk, and that'll direct you to my Facebook page. I'm also on Twitter, just to search for Hidden Liverpool. My logo, now this sounds a bit weird, but if you see it, it'll make sense. It's a crimson background with half a head wearing a top hat. Oh, there you go. That's my logo.
It looks like V for Vendetta.
It looks a bit like a V from Vendetta mask, but it's actually my face which has been traced by a very clever friend of mine.
And it's Hidden Liverpool.
Hidden Liverpool, yeah.
And I can't wait to go on one of your tours.
Exactly as you do.
Like that. Chris tells the ghost story.
Tells the ghost story.
So anyway, from Jamie in the cellar and Jonathan in the cellar and Chris in the cellar and James in the cellar, we're going to go back up to the studio to Jonathan and Jamie. Yep, we're back in the studio, Jonathan.
Yeah.
And also we've got Lee with us, who wasn't with us on the time of the recording, but he's joined us tonight, haven't you, Lee?
I certainly have, yeah.
You still got a yeah in there, didn't you? Right.
Didn't he just?
Yeah. No. I think we just call him. We've got Lee Arnold in the studio, haven't we? Yes, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, do you know what? That was a really good investigation we done.
It was?
Well, in the conversation, yeah,
a bit of a mix, wasn't it?
It was a bit of a mix. So it was very good, wasn't it?
It was.
But you know what? We're going to get Chris Cannon on, not Cotton, Chris Cannon on again.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
We said, I mean, obviously Roy couldn't make it to the investigation because he had another commitment the next morning for his own show.
That's right.
So sadly he couldn't make it. But Roy was superb in this seat, wasn't he? He was better than me.
I know.
Anyone's better than me, though. Before you say it. No, he was. I've got to say, Roy Basness, true professional.
Yeah, he is.
We learned something from him, didn't we?
Well, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, we still haven't used it. He was professional, we're not.
Yeah.
But he learned us about the mics,
and
a few other things along the way, and we learned from the master.
It made our life a bit easier, hasn't it?
Yeah. Has it made your life a bit easier, Lee?
Yeah.
That's why I've done it. Yeah. So, changing the subject now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about equipment, what we use on paranormal investigations.
Yeah. Well, or equipment that we don't use.
Well, both.
Yeah.
Both would be interesting because, obviously, I mean, as technology goes on, we use different stuff and we get rid of the old stuff. Although the old stuff probably still be able to use it.
Yeah.
It's just that technology is taking over.
Yeah.
So the old stuff gets put to the side and we don't use it again.
Yeah. So how about, I don't mind using these Ouija boards. Doesn't bother me.
No.
I'm lost for words.
Mm.
Boom, boom.
Hey.
Yeah, you'd be alright with them. It's got a yes and a no on it.
Maybe.
Yeah, Ouija boards. I think it's a touchy kind of subject, the Ouija boards, because some people will not use them. I mean, I don't use them, and you know, I've been on them, but I'm not a big fan of them.
No, I don't
Yeah.
like 'em.
You know, Lee doesn't like them. Why don't you like them, Lee?
Just never been into them, so
No.
not a thing.
So is that because nothing really happens, or do you just think that?
I prefer more like EVPs and REM pods,
Yeah,
stuff like that. Electrical side.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we see a lot of groups using Ouija boards. You see them on YouTube.
Yeah, you
What
do,
Lee doesn't
yeah.
watch, and
Yeah.
you know, things like that. But you know, with the Ouija board, I mean, that goes back to the Victorian times, doesn't
It
it?
does, yeah. The only,
Uh,
I'd say my only concern with the Ouija board is that you could, or someone could, subconsciously move it.
mm.
Move the planchette or glass or
Yeah.
whatever you're going to use.
But-
not purposely,
No.
but
It's
it's just in their mind.
Yeah.
and when you've
what
got
they're
like
doing.
5 or 6 people on there,
You can't tell who it is.
no, you couldn't tell, and they genuinely might think it's moving. Yeah.
It's not someone doing it on purpose.
No.
I'm not saying that. It's subconsciously they can move that.
Yeah.
But when you think, I mean, we're talking about the different equipment. Have you thought about this though? All the equipment gets changed, doesn't it,
Yeah.
Mm.
because of technology and everything
Yeah.
else? But the Ouija board is still one of the main
Yeah.
items that people use,
And it's
Yeah.
never changed.
and it's never changed, and it's not electronic
Yeah.
or anything like that. It's just continuous all
Yeah.
the way through.
Yeah, that's right.
Whereas I know Lee makes REM pods and that,
Yeah.
Mm.
but REM pods change size,
yeah.
sounds,
Yeah.
God knows what else. The Ouija board is continuously there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's something that I thought about this a while back. You know, all the
Mhm.
stuff we use, even the SLSs,
Yeah.
the K2s and things like that, they come and they go.
Yeah.
But the Ouija board,
Stays.
Just stay.
you know, I'm going to say quietly in the background, because now you don't hear much of Ouija boards.
no, you
They're there,
don't.
but you don't hear much of them, or as they call them now, spirit boards.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
The worst thing was you could buy them in Toys R Us. It was a kid's toy.
yeah,
Now
naughty.
it's just that way.
Yeah. And there are other shops that are
Mad,
available
isn't
and we can buy them as well.
Mm.
But yeah, you're right. You know,
Yeah.
you shouldn't sell them in where, you know, it's a dangerous little bit of an
No,
item.
yeah.
that.
It is.
And you know, going from the Ouija board, and we were talking about the REM pods. Now Lee makes a brilliant REM pod, doesn't he? We've
Yeah.
got one in the studio now. Didn't mean to knock it that quickly. It's quite sensitive, you know, and they're great because you've got to go close to them to get them to go off.
That's right.
And so, I mean, that's the kind of item I like, is like that.
Yeah.
And the cat balls now are becoming a big thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I've got a gripe about it. Or are they called now spirit balls, so people can make more money off them? Hey,
Yeah.
if it's used on the ghost hunts, it gets changed to a spirit board or a spirit this or a spirit that.
Yeah.
So wrong.
And then the price goes up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're called cat balls,
Yeah.
and I'm going to keep saying this: don't buy spirit balls, buy cat balls. They're cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
They're
right,
exactly the same thing.
It's the same with all paranormal equipment.
Yeah, it is.
Go for the normal stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not the spirit stuff. It's exactly the same.
Does the
Yeah.
same job.
Yeah.
But I do like the REM pods.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Because-
Good.
We've used them quite a few
Yeah.
times now, and you put them out, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
no one's around them or anything like, unless a fly lands on it. You know, if it goes
Mhm.
off,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's something
Yeah.
unusual, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the temperature doesn't change.
No.
That won't set it off or nothing like that, which is
No.
good. And then we've got what we call the cat balls and what the rip-offs call spirit balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Brilliant.
Really
Yeah.
good.
You know, it's just a cat's toy with
Yeah.
an on-off button on the top of it. We use them all the time now.
Yeah.
Put them out in the middle of nowhere, and anybody who's got a cat knows if they knock it, it goes off and the lights flash.
Yeah.
That's right.
So for this kind of thing, if it gets knocked, unless you can, unless you're walking around and the floors are loose or anything like that, and you're walking in, it goes off. They're great.
Yeah.
Put them on the chairs. You can put them anywhere you want, as long as nobody's right next to it, and it goes off.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Yeah. So Lee, what stuff do you like using?
I like the REM pods.
Yeah, only because you make them.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there is
A
that.
bias, that isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You have to like your own stuff, don't you?
Yeah. And if anybody wants to buy them, Lee
Yeah.
does sell them,
Yeah.
and you can get in touch with. Go on, Lee. How can you get in touch with you to get them?
Through Ghost Quest.
That's Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you want one, private message us,
Yeah.
and we'll put you on to Lee.
Yeah.
And they're cheap as well. How much are they, Lee?
They're £20.
Couldn't get any better than that, could you?
Good price, isn't it?
Well, going back, I mean, you were saying, Lee, about the old stuff we used to use and that. They've gone back. EMF meters. I think they're starting to make a little bit of a comeback. But they disappeared for a long time, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I mean, I think I brought mine the other week, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
I still carry it around with me all the time.
Yeah.
Just use it every now and again.
Yeah. The rods.
Oh, Dowson rods.
Yeah, you don't
Dowson
spend
rods,
much of
yeah.
anymore.
I've got Dowson rods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was it that used to bring them? Liz.
As well, yeah.
Yeah, Liz used to bring them.
So there's like the things like that. They're starting to, the original kind of stuff starting to fade away now.
Yeah.
It's like anything, isn't it?
It is.
You've got an old car, it disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still does the same job, but
Yeah.
there's something better on there now,
Yeah.
If you hear a yawn in the background, it's Lee's wife, Leanne, who's sitting there in the corner snoring away. So we do apologise for that. If she snores, it's nothing spooky. Couldn't resist that.
No.
I know, yeah.
But going back to the items and that, what's one of the favourites? What you missed, Jonathan? What we used to use all the time?
Oh, I miss using the CCTV,
Yeah.
but I don't miss setting it all up.
Yeah. Well, again, CCTV.
It's changed, hasn't
It's
it?
changed so much. It's better now because you
Yeah.
can get it. Wi-Fi ones.
That's
So it's a lot easier to set up. When we had them, I remember you trying to put it up once, and I think it was took us about 4 hours,
Yeah,
and it didn't work.
I know. It takes half the night up.
That was a Halloween one, that as well. We
I
put it
think
up,
so, yeah.
setting up for the Halloween. But do you know what? I want to get into the CCTV on the shows as well. On the investigations,
Yeah.
because you don't know what you're going to catch.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Mm. So
do you know? I don't know whether I like it or I don't. The ghost box. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I can take it or leave it at the moment. I'm not sure because the old one sounded like a train, a permanent train in your ear.
It was annoying, wasn't it?
Yeah.
More than anything. And I know people still use them. Seeing them
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube. And I mean, it might just be my sensitive ears. It's still annoying to me on it as well. I have to turn it down.
Yeah, it is. It's that.
It's just one of them.
It's like white noise.
Yeah.
It is.
You know,
It is.
You
I mean,
hello.
I've heard some good stuff on them. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's too sensitive for my little sensitive ears.
Well, at your age, that's what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know about them. I'm not sure. I'm not. I don't like the noisy ones like the demo I've just done before. But if there was ones which were silent and a voice came out of it and it was quite interesting stuff,
Yeah.
I might start liking them. But at the moment,
No.
they're just annoying.
Yeah.
Same with cameras. We take our. We've got night vision cameras.
Yeah.
The old night vision cameras used to look like snow, permanent snow on the screen, didn't it? And
Yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah.
But now you've got HD this and 4K, 5K, and the quality is fantastic.
Yeah.
But what used to drive me mad with them as well, the little screen.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing an investigation, you like it being in the dark. When you have the screen on, there was a light in it.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's
Too
them.
much.
Yeah, they were okay. And another thing we don't use anymore, and other groups probably don't use them as well. The little alarms. It used to be like
Oh,
a.
yeah.
Used to switch them on.
The infrared.
Infrared one. Used to switch them on
That's right,
either
yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Put them with how far apart you wanted to, and you walk past them.
That's
They
it.
make that hell of a noise, but they were
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
You don't see them anymore now.
No.
No, you don't.
No.
It's just progress all the time. Now you get the sensitive lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
They
Yeah.
put them on.
Yeah.
And I think where it comes from, and this is only my own opinion, is television.
Yeah.
You know, you've got all these paranormal shows on the TV, and they're all using different technology. We see the technology and we go, wouldn't mind having a go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're getting like good results with
Yeah.
it and getting lots of activity,
Yeah.
Give it
Then
a try.
people will want to use it, won't they? There was, I remember it a couple of years ago, and I kept an eye on this gadget, if you want to call it. It was an EMF,
Mm-hmm.
temperature, EVP. It has about 5 or 6 different things all built into this one little unit. Not much bigger than a K2 meter,
Really?
Oh.
really.
I bet you thought about getting it, yeah.
I did, yeah. It was being, it was in like trial stages. They were starting to make it. They got all the funds and what they needed for it. Some people have bought them. I've read some of the reviews on a forum.
Anything good?
Some good, some bad.
It's 50-50 really.
50-50. Well, the 50% got sent back to them,
Right?
and they run out of money.
Really?
And it was such a shame because it was like an all-in-one little meter, little ghost
Right.
meter, if you like.
Yeah.
It just had so much
I think,
potential.
yeah, don't you think now though there's too much technology out there? Every other week there's a brand new item coming out,
Yeah, yeah.
and it that's the scary part. The one which I really like,
Mm.
and it was on Paranormal Lockdown, was Nick Goff when he was here, and he had like a carpet of lights,
Yeah,
and they were sensitive lights, and if you walked over them, they all lit up, and it did happen.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Can you find them anywhere? No.
probably not.
You just can't get them anywhere. And I mean, that was one item which I thought to myself, that would be great.
Yeah.
You know, and I suppose if you can find them, they're worth quite a few £100. I thought the door had just opened then behind you.
Marvellous.
I just thought I seen it moving slightly. As it opened, yeah. Yeah, I thought so.
You keep
Yeah.
an eye on that
Yeah.
because I can't see it.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on you two. All right, you can go. I can't.
I know.
So, and if anybody else, just to say, if anybody else out there has got items that we've missed out on, because there's hundreds of them, and you think they're good or you think they're bad, let us know and we'll talk about them. Because it would be interesting what other people's equipment, what they use,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
what they, what they would say was 100%,
Yeah,
their favourites or something they use in every investigation or wouldn't be without it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah.
I've seen the little muck truck cars.
Oh
Don't know
yeah.
Have you seen them? They use them as trigger objects, and like some have got
Mm.
cameras fitted on them.
Yeah.
So you're in one part of the building, and you can actually drive it round and see if you can pick anything up on it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
I've seen it this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Some of the technology what's coming out is brilliant. It's enhancing it.
Yeah.
But we were saying, we were doing an interview with someone. We were saying about the amount of technology now. It's getting harder and harder to actually prove the paranormal
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you can do so much with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone the other way,
Mm.
which is a shame. really.
Inadvertently.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It is. I think.
What was that noise then?
that was me.
Oh, that's all right then. I
Yeah.
thought we had something else happen then.
I mean, we've really gone back to basics, haven't we?
Yeah.
I can see you two looking at that door.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
really
it's
getting-
open more.
It's open.
I'm a bit
It's actually
nervous
open
now.
more, yeah.
We've
so-
gone back to basics, really,
We have.
haven't we?
Yeah.
We
Ears,
use
eyes, senses.
Yeah.
basic equipment
Yeah.
and our own sensors,
Yeah.
and that seems to get more than all of this expensive equipment.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
It
And
really does.
ending it there, we've got to say what happened to us when we were when we were setting this up earlier on.
Yeah.
We put the microphones on and we were testing the recordings were okay and everything else. And you were here, Lee.
Yeah.
You were here, Jonathan.
Yeah.
I was here.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that you yawned.
Yeah, you thought
'Cause
that,
it was
John,
just-
didn't you?
This is the sound it made. You went
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That was the sound it made, similar to that. And I looked at Jonathan, and looked at you, and
we
thought,
all looked at each
and I
other.
went to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
One of you just yawned.
Yeah. Well, my mic was like up
Mm.
because I was looking at the
Yeah.
computer screen.
Yeah. Couldn't work that one out.
No.
And going back to that, we had that. We've had it before with Dark Territory.
Yeah.
You know, we had the hello and the laughter.
That's right. Yeah.
And also,
We had it the other week.
the other week when I was with you,
Yeah.
and I think Marie was here as well.
I think-
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I think she
Marie
was.
there.
Yeah.
And you were there. And I thought you'd said something to me. I was doing something and I looked up thinking that you'd
Yeah,
said something to
yeah.
me. And you hadn't. You were saying, no, I haven't done anything.
That's right.
Wow.
So, and Leanne's here and I keep hearing the movements and it's making me nervous now
Yeah.
because we think something's going on.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's good that's, we're getting these things. I'm just thinking to myself, before we start the show, I mean, it's pre-recorded anyway.
Yeah.
We can edit it and everything else.
Mhm.
We can cut things off if we need to, and sometimes we have to. When we first start this, I think we should start the recording while we're setting up anyway. Because if we capture anything like that, because it's always just before we start the show,
It is. Yeah.
and it is. So I think what we should do is just start the recording. Nothing happens. Cut that part off where I'm saying,
Yeah.
hello, welcome to Access
Yeah.
Panel. Or whatever I'm saying, I don't know what I'm saying now. But I think we should give that a
It
go.
won't be.
Tell me you didn't see nothing out there. Do you know what? On that note, thankfully it's come to the end of the show. And we can get out of this building because I've seen you two looking out the window then. So what I'm going to say is Lee, Arnold, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And to my co-host, Jonathan, because without him being here, I wouldn't be here.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank God for that. And to everybody out there who's been listening in, thank you for joining us again. We'll be back next week. New stories, new investigation, just for yous. So please stay safe. Great to see you all back out there now. And we'll say good night and see you again.